Hello, 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 everybody. Mrs. Deveter here. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Waiting for my friends to join me on this Wednesday morning. I am so excited to launch our Maker Stories. This is a time of year that I absolutely love because I get to talk to such creative people. You guys know that I talk to people throughout the year, but during our Maker Stories series, I get to talk to people from so many different walks of life. And we start this Maker Stories beginning February and we go all the way out until June. So our Maker Stories is a series that happens throughout the year. It's not just for Black History Month. It goes throughout the year. Last year, I had the opportunity to meet some amazing people. And this year, I hope that I can do the same, bringing folks to your attention, learning about how folks got started, their tips and tricks, and of course, maybe a giveaway or two. I might do that throughout. So come on in. Hey, Chris. Hey, Candy, Karen, Jennifer, Stephanie, Mary. Come on in, everybody. I'm going to wait until I have at least 20 people in the room before I bring on my very, very special guest. I hope that everybody is doing extremely well today, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. I don't know where you all, all y'all be all over the place. I'm just so happy that you're here. Hey, Victoria, Deshauna, hello, Natisha. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Tracy, but I have to give my shout outs at the beginning of my live because folks come on afterward and y'all don't get no shout outs. So you got to come on early so you can get shout outs. All right, I have enough people in the room. We are going to get this party started. I am so excited that I have a very special guest joining me today. She was so kind to say yes. I have purchased her patterns in the past. I stalk and follow her on Instagram, and she agreed to come and chat with us this morning. Her name is Coletta, and she is the hands, as she says, the hands and the voice and the brain behind A Touch of Blue Designs. Put some clapping hands in the comment section as I welcome her on screen.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for agreeing to chat with us today.
Of
So introduce
course.
yourself to the audience. Let them know who you are and what you do.
Hey guys, I am Coletta, the face and hands behind A Touch of Blue Designs, where my primary focus is making black and brown dolls for black and brown girls and boys and the occasional adult.
I love it. And what I love also is how nice and concise you have your introduction. That's a beautiful thing.
It was that was a work in progress. It took me a minute to, kind of get that. Just
I
shrink it on
totally
down.
understand. Fully understand. Coletta, how did you
Yes.
come up with the name A Touch of Blue Designs? What's the meaning behind that?
I blue is my favorite color, has always been my favorite color ever since I was a kid. Before I started my crochet journey, I worked for the government, and a coworker pointed out, she was like, "You always have something blue on every day," and I never really noticed it. It was either a turquoise ring, which is my birthstone, or just something blue. I always had like a chunk of blue lock somewhere, blue nail polish, and she was just like, "You always have blue on every day." And without missing the beat, I was like, yeah, because my day's not complete if it doesn't have a touch of blue in it.
I love
And she
it.
was like, oh, okay, I guess. And it kind of stuck.
I love that. I think that is so cool. I like hearing stories about, the origins of names and where they really come from, not just
Yeah,
pulling something out of a hat and it works. So good for you.
yeah.
Tell
Thank
us,
you.
how long have you been crocheting? Because when I read this, I
Oh,
was like, huh?
I have been crocheting for 7 years.
She said
Yeah,
7,
7
y'all.
years, 7 whole years.
7
And I have
years.
I have been a doll maker. I've been comfortable enough in my techniques to say I'm a doll maker for 6 of those years.
That's just amazing. How did you learn how to crochet?
After I lost a job that I absolutely loved working for the government, I was having a pity party. I was at home I had a pity party for a good solid month. It was just me and my feelings and whatever I was baking that day. And about a month into it, my sorority, a good friend and sorority sister called and she was like, "Girl, are you done?" She's like, "Every time I call you, every time I see you online, you just, oh, I lost my job. I don't know what to do." And she was like, "Do you know how talented you are? You've got
Mm,
all these niches that you love. You love to bake, you love to draw, you're so creative. Pick something
mhm,
and monetize it." And I was like, uh, okay. And so I was tired of sitting at home and I was like, oh, let me find some seasonal work somewhere. And I ended up taking a seasonal job at Michael's, um,
mm,
unloading trucks. It was like stupid o'clock in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning, unloading trucks. And during the breaks, I noticed another maker crocheting. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to learn to crochet. But prior to that, I'd always buy yarn with the intention of teaching myself. But
mm,
every YouTube tutorial I found was for right-handed people. I'm a lefty. And so one day while we're on break, I was like, can you show me how to crochet? And so she hands me a hook and hands me some yarn. And she was like, well, follow me. And then she says, oh, you're a lefty. I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay. So she sits opposite me and she goes, do everything I'm doing, but backwards. And then it clicked like, duh. Everything in the left-handed world is always backwards for us. Anyway, I don't
mhm.
know why it didn't click with me. And it clicked and I made a whole bunch of towels and
How?
scarves, towels. I was making towels left and right. My family was like, Mama, if you make one more towel for this kitchen that we don't need, please don't make one more towel. And my daughter was like, can you make me a scarf with a pocket and a hood? And I was like, oh, I can figure that out.
Mhm.
And then a coworker from my old job, she called and she said, hey, I'm having a baby.
Ooh.
Can you make me a doll? And I was like, girl, I make towels and scarves. I cannot make you a doll. That is not my wheelhouse. And she was like, well, you got 9 months to figure it out. I would like a doll. And so I went on a hunt for a doll pattern.
Mm,
I specifically wanted a black doll pattern.
mhm.
Could not find any at the time. And so I ended up finding a book at the bookstore. And seemed simple enough. The doll was comprised of two nice little round head, kind of rectangleish body. I could do that. Easy peasy. The first doll I made, if I could, you know what? I'll show her to you. Let me grab her. I'm sorry.
Show it, show it. I love this. I hope you guys are
Okay.
enjoying this.
Y'all be nice, all right? Be kind to her. Her nickname is Bald Headed Betty because I had to borrow some hair at one point in the project. So you be kind. Now,
Okay.
mind you, she was made of tubes. I confused her legs and her arms. So her
Oh,
arms are her legs and her legs are her arms.
oh,
Listen, she is really a doll that only I could love because she is a mess. Don't listen.
I'm not even laughing. I just, oh,
Bald
she
head
really
Betty.
did
She
it.
bald headed. I told you. You see how long
Oh,
her arm.
look,
Listen. Do you see Betty?
but look,
Her
for
neck.
your
She has.
first doll,
Yeah. For my first doll, she turned out. I was so proud of this doll. I was showing everybody. I was like, look at what I made. And my husband was like, oh, baby, that's so nice. She's cute. Mm. And that spouse supportive way. He was like, that's nice. You wanna why her arm so long? And I was like, I don't know. That's the pattern. And he was like, are you sure? Yes. And then it didn't help that the book was written in UK terms, and I didn't
oh,
realize the book was written in UK terms. And
oh.
so there are double crochets where it should have really been single crochets because in my head I'm like, why would they do that? Because that makes zero sense to me. So, but this is Betty. Her eyes were too small. She has zero neck support, and I keep her around
Of
just
course you
because,
do.
it's
You
just a
have to.
reminder of where I started. This is my beginning,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so
Wait, you
yeah,
made
she's a
Betty's
piece of
sweater
work.
as well?
I did. I made Betty's sweater. I felt this is a piece of felt that I painstakingly cut out and embroidered my sorority year on it. And I posted this on my Facebook page, y'all. And my sorority sister was like, girl, what is that?
Now
I said,
what
it's a doll. What is that? Why does she have our letters on and our colors? I was like, listen, she's cute. You know, at times she was cute. She was like, oh, can you make me one? I was like, no, I cannot. I will not. I'm practicing. She is a practice doll. This is, right now, this is not my comfort level. Give me some time.
I
And
hear you.
so by the time my friend had her baby, I was good to go. This pattern morphed into, I had figured out along the way how to modify things in the pattern.
Mhm.
And by the time she had her baby, I was like, we're on to something.
Something.
We'll
Mhm,
keep working it out.
mhm.
And by year three, I was like, yeah, I got this. I got this. And I wrote a pattern. Like, who are you? And I sat there and I wrote out my doll pattern, which turned out to be a really good thing for me. I was not at all confident about it initially when I started. I made this pattern and it was really on, it was one of those I procrastinated and someone wants a doll and they want it to look a certain way and you can't find a pattern and you've procrastinated too long. So now you have to make this doll
Oh,
look this way. And
yeah.
my first pattern, Ace and Elise, was born out of my procrastination. I'm
Wow.
writing as I'm making, and then by the time I was done, I was like, "Ooh, this is cute. I think
Uh-huh.
other people would want this. Let me write this out and type it up and make a couple more just to make sure it's actually going to do what I need it to do."
Yeah.
And then I released it, and I was like, "Boom! I'm a doll maker."
I
So
love, love, love that. Like, I mean, I know I keep saying it, but it's just so impressive to see designers, right? How you guys' brain works. Like you have an idea of what it is that you want, and then you just take pen to paper and figure it out. And I'm just
yeah,
impressed by that. I'm but yeah, that ain't what I do. I follow along. That's what I
I understand. I am I am very amazed at other makers who can freestyle patterns
do. Hmm.
because I know that's not my wheelhouse. Like if you can look at something and say, "Oh, that's such and such stitch, and it's made with X amount of panels, and
Yeah,
I need to start decreasing here." If you can actually look at something and your brain automatically starts racing, who are you? Are you some weird super genius? Because I cannot do that. There's trial and error with every pattern I write. Like I have pages of scratch outs. Like that's
yeah,
not gonna work. This
yeah.
isn't gonna work. Let's try it this way.
Yeah.
So just I'm very amazed at the makers that I've encountered in the community.
Yeah, there are just so many of them. You know, I've had the opportunity to speak with Aniqua from My Kind of Thing.
That's my
Absolutely
girl.
love her. Like, she's one of my favorite doll designers.
Mine
She's an
too.
awesome teacher, you know, and just being
Yes.
able to learn from people like you and her is just like, I'm getting there. I'm so far from where you all are, but I'm getting there. I'm going on in and making my little dolls and I'm, doing a thing and just loving
Yeah.
every part of it. Now, I don't want to ignore our viewers. Thank you all so much for coming and join us because, I could just talk and we just be talking and all of you guys. I want to make sure that there are no questions in the comment section. If you all do have questions, please, please, please make sure you put them in the comment section for Coletta. Where do you sell your patterns is one question. So I know you're
Etsy.
on Etsy. Yeah, she's on
Yes.
Etsy. And I will share her links. You can also follow her on Instagram. It's tell them the Instagram handle so we can
It's
make sure.
a touch of blue designs, but they are underscores. I don't know why I did it this way. And if I could go back and change it, I would. But it's a touch of blue designs, but there are underscores between each word. So underscore touch underscore of underscore BLU underscore designs on Instagram.
Wonderful. So she's very active. She actually has tell them about your February challenge that you are doing on Instagram.
Yes. Okay, so I have a squad of crochet friends. We've been calling ourselves the Black Hook Crew in our private chats. We decided that we were going to do a February fiber challenge for doll makers. Just because I think we just felt that a lot of the challenges weren't really geared towards what we do. They were really kind of geared towards either knitters, mostly knitters that I find. I sometimes feel like crocheters are kind of overlooked in the fiber community,
Mhm.
but that's another conversation for another day.
Which is
Um,
why I have these forums. I'm just gonna make sure I put that out there, which is
yeah,
why
yeah. And so it's questions like, who are you? What's your favorite doll design? What's your least favorite doll design? Do you have a favorite maker? Um, I think today's prompt is find a doll with African fabric
mm,
and, you know, Black History Month. Um, a doll with African fabric, and I was actually shocked that I had had more than one. I wasn't aware that I'd actually made more than one, even though I, somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew I did, but I forgot about them until I started digging through the archives of my photos.
uh-huh.
Um, favorite makers, favorite stitches, yarn under or yarn over,
Mm.
dry polyfill or soft polyfill.
Wait,
Because,
what's the
you know,
difference? I didn't know that there was a difference.
okay, so Fairfield World is the polyfill that I like to use. They
Yeah.
make what I call dry polyfill.
Mhm.
Um, it's the dry polyfill is for doll makers. It's listed on the bag as dry polyester fill for doll makers. It's
Okay, yeah,
stiff.
that's what I use.
It's really stiff
Hmm.
and it's kind of textured. So I guess the idea is to hold shape better. I don't
Okay.
find I find that it works better for me if I mix it with the soft polyfit. Um,
Oh,
it makes dolls a little too firm for me. I like my dolls to be huggable, so
right.
I tend to mix the two.
Okay. I did not know that there was a difference. Like I just, you just see the polyfill and you go with that one, but there are two
Hmm.
different kinds. That
Yeah,
is good to know. Thank you for that. See, you learn something new when you come and hang out with Mrs. D. You learn new stuff. Now we do have some questions in the comment section. One person wants to know, do you use a design program or template for your patterns?
I do not. When I'm designing, it's really pen to paper. Um, for most of my patterns, I try to keep my face shape fairly consistent. It may be a little wider, but all of my dolls will have a cheek area where their cheeks are a little bit more rounder. But I try to keep everything fairly consistent. But when I'm writing a pattern, it's pen to paper, and I try to figure out. I might do a sketch, so I guess so. I sketch a lot in Procreate, sketch out shapes and how I want a final design to look. But when I'm writing things out in terms of what stitches to use and increases and decreases. It's really just pen to paper and figuring things out because that's just how my brain works.
I love it. Brittany wanted to make sure that the audience knows that there is a new hair tutorial for her
Yes,
dreadlock technique. I signed up for that. Y'all know I don't play. I be on it. Please make sure you go and check out. They can get it through Etsy. Are they able to?
it's it's on my Instagram page,
Okay.
and there's a link in for the class in my Instagram page, um, in the link tree in my bio. But the class is actually held on Facebook.
Hmm. Let's see. I'm sorry. I lost my comments. Where'd they go? Uh, Somebody is a left-handed crocheter, and they want you to know that you are not alone. That's my girl Yolanda. And then, do you make mixed dolls?
I do. Um, one second, let's go back. This is the Dreadlocks class.
I cannot wait.
All yarn. Someone actually asked if it was um, synthetic hair. It's not. It's all yarn. So this is the Dreadlocks class. This is actually a custom that I'm working on for a friend of mine. But yes, I do make mixed dolls. About 2 or 3 years ago, I don't get a lot of requests for them though. About 2 or 3 years ago, I had a vendor spot, a full-time vendor spot at a local artist market. And in that particular community, there were a lot of interracial families. So I would get a lot of families in who would say, "Oh, hey, we've got this little biracial kid.
Hmm.
Can you make us a doll?"
Hmm.
And since all of my lovely skin tone.
Yes,
Um, so yeah, I do make mixed dolls. I think it's very important for children, especially black and brown children, to have dolls that are representative of them when it's time to either have a companion to travel with, to sleep with, or just to play with. I think dolls that are representative of who you are as a family unit and as a child are important.
I agree 100%. Um, Someone wants to know, what yarn do you use for the hair?
It depends on the texture and the style that I am going for. I generally tend to use worsted weight yarn. Red Heart is my go-to just because I kind of like the texture of Red Heart. For Afro puffs, I use either 5 weight or 6 weight yarn, and uh, sometimes I will use I don't know if it's called boucle, but it's kind of the
Oh,
wavy
the wait,
yarn.
yeah, like the yarn spun
Uh,
or
yeah, Homespun by Lion Brand.
homespun.
But I like yarns that have a little bit of texture to them. I like scratchy yarn for hair. There we go. I'll say that. I like scratchy yarn for hair. Just because it's got a good texture to it. And so, as a black doll maker, I kind of need that. Everybody doesn't have straight hair. And
Mhm.
so I haven't used wool yet because I have a wool allergy. So
Mm,
I tend to I'll use wool if it's like a mix, like a wool acrylic blend, but I can't use just straight wool. My hands will be a Hy-Vee mess.
yeah,
But I like yarn that has a little bit of texture to it when I'm doing hair.
that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What else would you like to share with this audience until we have to go over to our Instagram friends? What else would you like to
Hmm.
share? What's your favorite hook size? What's the size hook that you use for your dolls?
Oh, my favorite hook size would probably be a 3 millimeter. And I know
3.
everybody's like, "Oh my God, girl, that's so small." I think the largest hook I've used for a doll was maybe a 4, and that's only because it needed to be done used for an outfit. But other than that, I won't go past the 4 millimeter for a doll.
Okay. Are the ears and the head the same hook size, or you use a different?
No,
Mhm, mhm,
the ears are usually half a hook size smaller than what I'm using for the head. So if I'm
mhm.
using a 375 for the head, the ears will probably be a 3.25
Got it.
if you can find it, because some hooks are
That's a
really
tough
hard to
one to
find.
find. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Furls does have a 3.25 in the Odyssey hook. So yeah. I mean, most,
Mm.
makers on here are definitely Furls users. And we use the Odyssey hooks for, let me get one. We use the Odyssey hook for Amy because it's the nickel one here, and
Yeah.
it makes it a lot easier. It doesn't bend the way a wood or an acrylic hook would.
Ooh, I have broken so many hooks.
I
It's
believe it.
ridiculous. It's
I believe it.
I've bent hooks. I've broken hooks. I've had one set of hooks I've used so much that it's kind of worked its way out of the rubber handle. Like I'm
Oh,
I'm tough on hooks. I am really tough on
that's
hooks when I'm working, and it's not because I'll necessarily think I have really tight tension, but I'm real tough on hooks. I'm tough on hooks, and I don't know why, but yeah, I have a ton of
I
hooks
mean,
for that reason.
definitely with the tension that you want to get for it to make it, you don't want big holes and things like that. So you
Yeah,
definitely need to use a hook that can take the tension. Somebody did ask, what Furls hook do you use for doll making? I use my Odyssey. And we
I
have a
don't
three.
actually have a Furls hook. They've been on my list though. They
Oh
were on
well,
my
we gonna
Christmas
fix
list
that.
like 2 years ago. They
Yeah,
were
we gonna
on
fix
my Christmas
that.
list like 2 years ago. My husband was like, "What is a Furls hook?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. It's on the list. Look for it. Buy me one." So they're on my
I
list of
want
things
one.
to get.
Well, we got you
Right.
covered. We got you covered.
Gotcha.
Don't you even worry about it. We got you covered. Let's see what other questions someone wants to know, have you ever baked hair? I saw somebody post a video. I
I
don't know what.
have.
Okay.
I had. It was probably I think it was Yolanda. She was the last maker that I saw. Yolanda of My Pretty Brown Doll, baking
Yes.
curls. It's so time consuming, but it's such a beautiful technique. But my
Mhm.
goodness, it's time consuming, and
Yeah.
I don't do it often. I don't do it
Mhm.
often because you're taking a wooden dowel and you're
Mhm.
literally wrapping. You have to soak them first so they don't catch on fire in the oven, and you're wrapping yarn. It takes at least. for me, for my size doll, it takes about 20 of these to get a head full of hair.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very time consuming project. They
So
last for a really long time. It's just time consuming.
yeah, that's a long time. 20 of those, and you have to individually wrap them, then you have to bake them, then you have to put them on the doll. Like they don't
Yes,
just, you know what I mean, jump
just
over to the doll.
it's not
So,
one of those Instagrams
you
where
know what
you
I'm saying?
and then it's
Right?
done.
So can we talk about that a little bit? Pricing. I know that a lot of our viewers are makers. They sometimes sell their stuff. Sometimes they just make it and give it away. Pricing. Just that element alone. How long
Woo!
that takes. How much would you charge for a doll with baked hair?
The last doll, it's probably easier for me to mention the dreadlocks. The last time I got an order for a dreadlock doll, the dreadlocks will take at least 2 or 3 days to do.
Mm,
It's very time consuming. I believe that was a $70 add on for a doll.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's and I think what people have to understand when you see a doll maker and you're approaching a doll maker to make especially a custom doll,
Mhm.
it's going to add up. You know, you're paying for time, you're paying for different techniques, you're paying for all the accessories that you may or may not want, or that you may want not want. There's so many aspects of doll making. I do custom shoes, I do custom painted eyes, custom hairstyles, custom clothing. You want your doll to have extra outfits. That's a whole separate addition to it. It's it's you're getting custom work, so
Right.
gotta pay custom prices.
Gotta pay custom prices. That's what I'm talking about. Coletta, when I tell
Yeah.
you, I am like, I've met another one of my people. I'm so I'm so
Yes.
happy that you agreed to chat with me today. I really, like I said at the beginning of this live, I love doing these maker stories because we get to see the face behind the hands and the patterns and the voices that we see on YouTube videos and on
Yes.
Instagram, to really get an understanding of who you are, why you're passionate about this, and why you do what you do. So thank you for sharing with us
You're
today. I
welcome.
really appreciate it. We're definitely going to hook you up with the Furls hook. Don't you worry about that. We got you covered.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. So tell the people where they can find you again. And then we're going to do a little giveaway and we'll go on over to Instagram and say what up to them over there.
Okay, I am a touch of blue designs on Instagram. For some reason, Facebook wouldn't let me use a touch of blue designs.
Rude.
Very rude. So on Instagram, I am crafty Greek.
On Facebook.
Crafty. Yeah, Greek.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't let me use it because I put it in and they were like, yeah, nope, can't use it. But when you type it up, a
Mhm.
touch of blue designs pops up. So when you put in crafty Greek and you hit enter, a touch of blue designs comes up. I don't know. I don't understand Facebook,
Yeah, me either.
and maybe it's
Sometimes
just
it's
because
confusing.
I'm old, as my kids like to say. I don't get it, but
It don't
whatever.
make no sense. You can also
None.
find her patterns on Etsy, A
Yes.
Touch of Blue Designs.
Yep.
She has beautiful patterns. They have the
Thank
cutest
you.
clothes, and I mean, just all the things, all the things.
I
So,
have five. Yeah, five patterns.
mhm,
I have a beginner friendly doll pattern, which is Asa and Elise. I have a boy doll named Lucas. I have a girl doll named Zoe. I have two lovey blankets, a cuddle cutie, and a snuggle cutie. One's really big and the other one's kind of tiny. And then my latest pattern is the fly girl.
y'all, y'all, do y'all see this? Where do you get your shoes? You can't tell us. It's just
Amazon. And
Amazon.
I only sigh because I hate Amazon.
Oh,
I don't want to give Jeff any more money, but Amazon has all the things that I sometimes need.
yeah,
So Amazon. And
Amazon.
then I
What
ended up painting
size?
these.
What,
These are actually they're made for 18-inch dolls. I think the description says they're 43 centimeters.
43 centimeters. Because can I tell
Yeah.
you what I did, girl? I went on to Amazon and I called myself, I was going to buy me some shoes for some dolls that I was going to attempt to make.
Were they too small?
What? I don't have a doll pattern this size.
Oh, but you will.
Ooh, but they're too small. They're not gonna fit on that doll. Really?
Are they
Okay,
18? Are they 18-inch shoes?
that's
Are
what
they
it
18-inch
said.
doll shoes? They
That's
will
what it
fit.
said, but I don't feel like they right. I think they lied to me.
They will fit. If they're really 18-inch doll shoes, they'll fit.
I don't know what it's saying on here no more. But okay. I was like, what am I supposed to do with these shoes? So, everybody, thank you again so much for hanging out with us. It's already 11:31, but I want to do a quick giveaway. Um, Coletta has been so kind. She is actually going to give away that pattern. Show the doll again. She is going to give away that pattern to one lucky winner. I love everything. The hair, the hair. I mean, look at that. Look what you did, girl.
For the longest time, I was bald before I decided to grow my dreads back.
Uh-huh.
And
You got, yeah, that way. I know, right? Look at
and
that.
so I would always have a really low haircut, and every now and again I get some weird, crazy design cut into it before I decided it was time to grow my hair back out. So
I am in love with that pattern. I cannot wait to get mine. I'm gonna go right on the site and go ahead on and get mine. But for those of you watching live now, we're going to select one winner. I just want you to put in there something that she said that you had to be listening to, specifically about how she came up with the name A Touch of Blue Designs. She wore a ring. What kind of ring was it? What birthstone did she wear to when she came up with the name of A Touch of Blue Design? So put that in the comment section right quick, y'all, and I will do a scroll. She'll tell me to stop and I will pick a winner. So come on, get in your memory bank. She said it. So you have to try and remember what she said. All right, we got answers coming in. Come on in. Tell me. I love doing these. It's so much fun. And we are also, Furls is going to give away a leather clutch. So for those of you who
ooh,
our beautiful leather clutches are
ooh,
fantastic,
those are nice.
and they fit 11 furls hooks in there. And they're just absolutely beautiful. So you will get Colette's pattern and you will get a leather clutch. So what did she say? All right. Stop. All right. Submissions are now over, and I am going to do a scroll. And Colette, you're going to tell me when to stop. Let me try not to go
Right.
too far up because Okay. Tell me when to stop.
Ready?
I'm not looking.
And stop.
Okay. Michelle is our winner. Oh, look at her ring. Yes. So, Michelle, you are the winner of this amazing pattern and the Furls Crochet Clutch. All you need to do is email support at, I believe she said to do support at crochetfoundry.com. Put in the date as your heading. So 2222. Oh, look, it's 2222.
Do, 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 do.
2222. And put winner and put in your address and your email, and you will receive your beautiful clutch and this amazing pattern. What's the pattern called?
Fly girl.
Fly Girl. You will receive the amazing Fly Girl pattern. I hope that you're excited, Michelle. Congratulations to you. All right, Coletta, thank you again for hanging out with me
Thank
over
you.
here on Facebook. We're going to quickly go over to Instagram just to give them some love and let them know that we were hanging out and had a really good time. Sound good?
Sound good. I'll see you on your page, right?
On the Furls page. So
Furls
just
page. Okay.
just ask to join and I'll put you on. All right?
All right. I'll see you
All
in a
right.
minute.
See you in a minute.
Bye.
Thank you all again so much for hanging out with us. This has been so much fun. I hope you learned something new about A Touch of Blue Designs and that you will go and follow Colette on all the social media and that you will check out her Etsy page. She has beautiful patterns there. Congratulations again to Michelle. We are always so excited to have our maker stories and really shine a light on the amazing makers in our fiber arts community. It's Wednesday, y'all. You have a work in progress that you need to get done. So go ahead back and get that done, or join me over on Instagram for a little while and we'll chop it up a little bit more. I'm Mrs. Deveter. This has been another Furls Live Maker Story, and I will see you all later. Bye.